A very good morning to all my dear students of class 7. Before I begin with today's topic, let me continue with the previous one. As you know that we have already started about chapter 5, that is the architecture and its power, and some of the religions part, okay, and sacred places. So last time I have shown you about the Qutub complex, that is the Quit ul Islam Mosque, and that was the first mosque, okay, that was built in the reign of Delhi Sultanate, okay, and who has built that? Qutubuddin Aibak. Got it? Alia Minar, Qutub Minar, the iron pillar, the ruins of older Jain temple and the tombs of Iltutmish and Alauddin Khilji. The Qutub Minar at 72.5 meter is one of the tallest minarets in Asia today. It is built of red and buff sandstone and has 5 stories with balconies. The walls have richly carved bands of inscription from the Quran. So this whole makes up your Qutub complex. Okay, means the different architecture or different, you can say, the addition part of the later monuments make up your Qutub complex. Okay, so today we'll be starting with your next new topic, that is about the tomb. Now see, tombs are large chamber in which the dead and buried, okay, that means which the dead are buried. The Muslim rulers spent a great deal of time, effort and resource to build tombs in India. The tomb of Sultan Iltutmish was one of the first major tombs built here. Most tombs had a square or octagonal base with a circular dome. The outer walls were largely simple while the insides were elaborately decorated. The Taj Mahal, one of the more famous monuments in the world, housed the tombs of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan. Now see, tombs are the burial sites, okay, where the dead bodies are buried. In the above of that, the tombs are made. You can see the example. An important element seen in many of the Mughal tomb was a cenotape. Now see, this was a cenotape. It's an empty burial. It's an empty burial chamber, usually made of intrinsically worked marble. The real burial chamber lay in an underground. That means just near this down of this tomb, what happened? The real burial are made. Okay, and in the name of that ruler or in name of the person who has died, these tombs are being made. Got it? So this is about the tomb. You can see here, this is the tomb of Shah Jahan, okay, and this is about the Humayun, built during the reign of Akbar. Got it? Next you have bags or garden. Okay, the Mughals also built large beautiful gardens carefully laid out in the Char Bagh. Now Char Bagh is the 4 pattern. Okay, that means the roads, or you can say the sides of the gardens, as be divided into 4 parts. Okay, Char Bagh is a garden divided into square compartment, usually 4 in number. Got it? 4 in number, by water candles. All the Mughal tombs had large gardens surrounding them. Some of the famous gardens built by the Mughals are Shalimar Bagh and Nishad Bagh in Srinagar. The gardens at the Red Fort, Agra Fort and the Taj Mahal. Okay, so which are the most important gardens, you can say? First by the Mughal, that is in Shalimar Bagh and Nishad Bagh in Srinagar. The gardens at the Red Fort, Agra Fort and Taj Mahal. You can see the picture of the Char Bagh. Nishad Bagh, Srinagar, located on the banks of the Dal Lake, was built by Shah Jahan's father-in-law. Okay, you can see the, look at the picture. So this is the Char Bagh. That is a square feet that is divided into 4 parts, and in the middle you have the candles. Got it? Next you have your forts and cities. Forts in India built by both Hindu and Muslim rulers. The forts had massive walls made from a variety of materials like sandstone, yellow sandstone, granite and rubble. Okay, now rubble is a piece of brick stone. Okay, piece of brick stone. You can see the picture of Fatehpur Sikri. Is one of the most you can say the well planned mosque, or sorry, fort. Okay, and which is made from purely you can say that sandstone. Okay, red sandstone has been used into build up the, to make the fort. Okay. They were usually located on hilltops, which gave them a static advantage when attacked. The Muslim rulers also established several towns and cities. The most spectacular of this was Fatehpur Sikri, the capital city built by Akbar. Got it? See, these forts were made for the hilly tops, okay, to to make sure that if any kind of enemies would be attacked to them, they can prevent that. They can prevent their city, or they can prevent their area. For that reason, also these forts were made. The city of Fatehpur Sikri was built almost entirely of red sandstone. This well planned walled city has several royal palaces, courts, and a Jama Masjid. Though the general design of the city was Persian, the artisans who built the city were mostly Indians. Got it? As a result, Hindu symbols like the lotus, the bell, the swastika, and the kalash can be seen side by side with the Islamic symbols. Shown here is the Buland Darwaza, the imposing gateway to the Jama Masjid in Fatehpur Sikri. It was built around 1576 to 1577 CE as a victory arch to celebrate Akbar's victory over Gujarat. Look at the picture properly. Look, here is the arches. The dome is, the arches form is here. Here is a dome, okay, and it is designed in a beautiful way, like the way we have already learned that some of the floral designs, okay, that was made. Got it? Next you have your Havelis. Now Havelis were the palaces. Now palatal means what? Palatal means your extremely large, okay, extremely large and spacious. That means big hall rooms you will have, built by king, nobles, and the other wealthy people. They are found across northern India, especially in Delhi, Jaisalmer, Udaipur, Shekhawati, and Jodhpur. The architecture of Haveli reflects Indian, Central Asian, and Persian style. Features come to all Havelis include a large courtyard with a fountain in the center and hanging balconies intricately carved in stone. Havelis means the big palaces, okay, where the rulers, or you can say the king, queen, okay, they used to rest, they used to settle down, okay, and it was beautifully architecture, okay. Next you have your bolis. Now bolis are the step wells in which water is stored. They can be reached by descending a set of steps. Bolis were constructed in India since ancient times in the more arid regions of the country like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, and Delhi. One of the oldest surviving Baulis in Delhi is the Agnatal in Mehroli, constructed by Anand Pal II around 10th century CE under the Delhi Sultanate. Now,